A new survey reveals a dramatic shift in which political party Americans really prefer as of right this moment. Republicans overtaking Democrats, holding its largest lead in voter preference since 1995. Look at that, how the lines crossed. The red line, Republicans at 47, the blue line, Democrats at 42. Our next guests both left the Democratic Party for the Republican Party last year. We've got North Las Vegas Mayor and Nevada gubernatorial candidate John Lee joining us, along with West Virginia State Representative and now State Senate candidate Mick Bates. Guys, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us on.
All right, John, let's start with you. Why did you say, you know what, I've been a Democrat my whole life, I'm done, the party moved past me?
Well, in fact, the Democrats are now leaving that party in droves because of the socialistic agenda that has taken place in the Democratic Party. They're totally anti-American. There was nowhere for people who thought and felt like I did about the virtues and values and morals of being a good American. It was time to leave. They have destroyed the Democratic Party now.
Yeah. Mick, you're in West Virginia. You were a Democrat and now are a Republican. There are a lot of people across the country who would like to see Joe Manchin, who is a Democrat in your state, go Republican, but so far he has not. Why'd you switch parties?
Well, this has been coming for some time, and I'm not a lifelong Republican. I'm not even a lifelong American. I'm an immigrant to this country, a naturalized citizen, originally registered as an independent, became a Democrat because everybody was a Democrat. All my friends and neighbors, the people I went to church with, that's kind of who you were. But the rest of the country is now doing what's been going on in West Virginia for some time, and shifting away from a party that most of the people I know just can't identify with. It's probably getting worse, not better. So I wouldn't hold your breath as far as Joe Manchin switching. But, in my district, the areas that I represent, there's been about a 30-point swing, about 30% change from Democrat to Republican over the course of the last 3 years.
Sure. John, you mentioned that the Democratic Party is becoming too socialistic for your taste. What policies in particular are they pushing that you just think that's just too far to the left?
Well, in Nevada, the top 4 Democrats who were elected to the senior positions in the state party were avowed socialists. Just the wickedness of socialism. The socialism has left Washington and now has made it all the way over to the state of Nevada. It's everything that has to do with taking away the freedoms and the values and the opportunities that America offers our people, and especially our young people who are now coming up in this system. They're going to be destroyed and not be able to do anything and have the life that I did. And I'm fighting to keep this American value in Nevada.
Yeah. And Mick, I've heard from so many Democrats who are, moderate Democrats. They say, the party has just gone so far to the left out of Washington, D.C. I just don't even recognize that party anymore.
Well, there used to be a place for moderate conservatives within the Democratic Party. If you were pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, pro-business, pro-freedom, there was a place for you. But that's an increasingly uncomfortable place to be, and it gets harder and harder to explain away to the people that you talk to that you're not one of those kinds of Democrats. So not only are we seeing people switch from Democrat to Republican, we're seeing our independents shift or lean in the direction of a preference for the Republican Party, because those values that have been put forward just don't represent those values of the people that live in this part of the world. Yeah.
Well, John Lee and Mick Bates, we thank you both for joining us from Nevada and from West Virginia, telling us a little bit about your journeys. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Appreciate you.
Thanks.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.